Welcome to David Bradley Show with your host, David Bradley.
What's up, everybody? It's a crazy little Wednesday we got going on, and we're releasing the show today, so this is going to be fun. We did win an award for a Visionary Award from Dreamcatcher Consulting, I believe it was. Yeah, Dreamcatcher Consulting. They teamed up with Don Riggs, so it's a big thing for this because we've never won a award before. Seems kind of neat. I don't know. It's the way it is, I guess. And then, of course, we got bumped up to professional tier at the CMA Award. The CMA people. Those guys, members, yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm tongue-tied and I ain't even started yet. What is going on with this? I get too many people walking around. Anyway, we're going to sit down. We had this young lady back in probably October, I think. We were just trying to figure that out a while ago, but we didn't figure it out. So I'm just going to say October. It sounds good. And you've had a lot of stuff happening on in your life. So everybody say hi to Miss Rebekah Gilbert, please.
Well, thanks for having me back.
Yeah, but you know.
And congratulations on the award.
Thank you. Yeah. It's when we get it, we'll actually put it at the end of the table.
Display
it. I don't know. I'm a weird display guy. Julie does a lot of it. She's like, where do you want this? Where do you want that? Just put it somewhere. Because when we first got started, that was like a bare bookshelf. It just had like trinkets on it and stuff. And now it's just like full of artist memorabilia stuff.
Nice. Yeah, we talked about the books last time.
Yeah. It's crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So you just played the Commodore.
I did. Played last night.
Do you like playing the Commodore?
I do. Okay, so years ago, before I even started, I had just started writing songs. So,
yeah.
I would go to the Commodore when I was in town, and I would sit there and I would listen to all the songwriters, and I would be like, and this is before I even played guitar. And so I would sit there and I would be like, one day I'm going to be up there playing. And now it's, I play like once a month probably. So it's kind of cool. It's like full circle all this time later, And,
oh, yeah.
I like getting up there with my friends. Last night I had 3 of my friends, a couple of them that I've written with, and then another guy that I met recently. And we just had a pretty cool round. It was a lot of fun.
See, I like the songwriter rounds and stuff because you do get to hear some music that people haven't put out before.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But it's a networking atmosphere.
Absolutely.
I love that part of it.
Yes.
Because you can sit after the show and talk and bullshit and whatever else, and makes me want to pull out my phone every now and then and let's video this,
Right.
But
yeah, I mean, like every time I'm there, I either see somebody that I already know or I meet somebody that I end up connecting with later. So yeah, it's a cool spot. I like it.
Yeah. I like, I think we go to the listening room a lot.
Yeah.
We get a lot of invites to come down there. So
okay.
It's a lot of fun down there.
All right.
I'm just, I don't know. I guess I'm more, I don't know, kind of like old school. Mm-hmm. Because it's hard for me to sit sometimes and be staring up at a stage.
Yeah, gotcha.
Because sometimes they like to put me up close, and I don't like being that close. Put me out by the bar or something,
right, Mm-hmm.
Let me watch.
Yeah.
Have some fun.
You know what? So the other night we went to a show, and this has become a really big thing in a lot of cities, is all these rooms where you go stand and watch shows. And I'm like, man, I'm too old for this. I had on heels. And I'm like, no, I'm not wearing heels to any more of these shows. I cannot stand and watch these shows in heels anymore.
Well, it was weird because I had a Friday night and a Saturday night Friday night, I went and seen our good friend Nikki Stringfield and her husband Patrick play, and they were at the basement.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I'd never been to the basement.
Okay, we were at the Basement East Saturday night.
Yeah. So I went to the basement, and then Saturday night, Julie went with me, and we hung out to see Faith play. But Friday night, it's like packed. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And the only chairs I could find were on one little lean-to rail.
Yeah.
Where you could set your drink and have a chair, but it was a bar stool.
Right, yeah.
So you're on all night just sitting on a bar stool with no padding.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm getting too old for no padding, I'm telling you.
Right.
But when Nikki and them were there, it was so packed. Mm-hmm. You could barely move.
Yeah.
And it was just, I couldn't see the stage. Mm-hmm. And Nikki is short.
Yeah.
And Patrick is about my height, and I could barely see the top of his head.
Wow.
So I'm just sitting there.
Yeah.
I didn't care. You ain't getting me off this bar stool.
You can hear.
I can hear fine.
You don't have to see.
I'll see him afterwards.
Right.
You know,
right,
it's no biggie, you know. And then when Faith was on, I could catch glimpses of her in between the crowd where she was moving around the stage. She was working the stage, you know.
Sure.
What stage they have. But it was just like, holy crap. I'm too old for this small room, standing only crap.
Yeah.
I just can't do it.
Yeah, when we were at the Basement East, and we had been standing there probably, I don't know, a good 20, 25 minutes. And, you know, the tables they do have with the seats are always reserved. And so, you know, we're not paying for that. We just showed up night of. And so I'm looking around, I'm like, there's no seats. So finally we see there's a bar that's not open, you know, and so we just went over there and like just leaned on the bar.
Oh, yeah.
The rest of the evening. Like I needed a prop.
You got to. I mean, it's weird because you think back to when you was younger and it was be like, you know, and you could wear heels to a show and all night long, you know, and all that crap. And now you get to a certain age and you're just like, dude, just give me a chair.
Exactly.
Start holding up $100 bills. Say, anybody get a chair? Anybody got a chair? Just give me something, man.
There was a show we went to in Birmingham at Iron City, and it's a standing only venue most of the time. Sometimes they'll put seats out, but at this particular one, it was packed, and I had worn boots with heels that night, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take my shoes off, and so I did. I just stood there in my sock feet.
Oh yeah. That's why I get tickled about downtown Nashville. Because no matter what temperature it is, there are certain girls that wear hardly anything, and they're wearing the heels or something else. And about 10, 11 o'clock at night, you start noticing them shoes start disappearing real quick. Walking around and carrying them in their hands and stuff. It's just crazy stuff.
Yeah, my friend and I came up with an idea that we should put lockers in downtown Nashville for all the girls who wear all the heels and all the boots and they get tired of them and, you know, their feet start hurting. We're like, ooh, we could fill those lockers with some flip-flops and they could switch them out. Just rent them for a while.
Well, you could get, oh God. You know those little booty things that they have in hospitals that are like one wear, throw them away?
Yes,
You could do that, you know. At least you wouldn't get gum stuck in between your little pinky toe.
Yeah, exactly.
Just gross. I've seen some gross stuff down there.
I bet. Oh yeah.
Well, I've been around Nashville my whole life, born and raised here.
Seen a lot.
I've seen a lot of crazy stuff down there.
I bet.
Fights and everything else. It's crazy stuff. So are y'all are going to move up here?
We are moving up here. Yes.
Going to buy my house?
We don't want to live this far out.
I know. It's Yeah, that's on the list. It's on the list.
We went and looked yesterday, and now it's kind of like, okay, how do we balance like the things we want and need in a house with like how far into town can we get?
Yeah.
You know, we don't want to be too far out, but gosh.
Yeah, and don't get like the condos downtown, just right there in downtown are just phenomenal.
Yeah.
I don't see how people do it.
Well, we like our yards, so trying to find a yard space in Nashville is a little expensive.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's you know, even out in the Portland area, the yards are smaller and smaller now.
Right.
It just amazes me. But I'm getting up in age between the day job and the podcast and everything else I got going on. Sometimes it's a pain in the ass just to get out there and cut grass.
I could see that.
I mean, it's bad when you come home and find out, you know, your neighbors had their grass cut before you could even look at it.
Right.
So you got this, you know, half inch, and then it takes so long. It takes you with a push mower.
Yeah.
It takes you 3 times as long to cut the grass after it gets about a certain height, you know, because you constantly killing the lawnmower.
We always plant flowers every spring, and we buy ferns, and because we can't keep ferns alive throughout the year. We're those people, we kill everything. So every spring we buy, flowers and ferns and all the things, make the yard look nice and everything. And I've been seeing lately where people are just giving up and getting like plastic ferns and plastic flowers. And I'm like, next house we get. I give up on trying to keep anything alive.
Yeah, just go ahead and have the whole, what they do, they go in, they skim the whole grass layer and everything off, and then they put down turf. That's what they did out in L.A. for a long damn time, was just the whole backyard would be nothing but turf, like you was
hilarious.
Playing football on a turf field.
Yeah.
He's really hard thinking over there. He really is.
Yeah.
It ain't easy to work around here, bub.
Well, we did stay out late last night.
Yeah, well,
He might be having a little trouble thinking. Might have had a few too many drinks.
Well, at least he's not writing like I write. Screw it, I'm done. Don't care. So how you been doing on the writing?
Oh my gosh. Well, I haven't done much writing lately, as much as preparing for the new EP to come out and all the marketing that goes with that.
Oh, yeah.
My gosh.
Yeah.
So I've done less writing between the holidays and, just getting through that and getting back on track, and then trying to do a crowdfunding campaign, preparing for that, and then releases. I've not done much writing. I've done more of all the other stuff that's not as much fun.
Yeah, when you get to a certain point, you got to back up and do all that stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's just weird.
Yeah, it's overwhelming. Like, I did not realize as an independent artist how much work it is.
Yeah.
Really.
You got to get friends.
Because you're everything. You're your own marketing person, which I did finally just hire a PR company to help with this EP. But my gosh, all the things that go along with it are just overwhelming when you're doing it for the first time and you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot of it is trial and error.
Yeah.
A lot of it is, because I was just always doing the lights and the sound. I didn't have to worry about all that stuff.
Right.
And then I started this podcast, and then next thing you know, I got a producer, and I've got an assistant helping me doing all this stuff. And then I had to get a PR girl to do all the crap that I was forgetting to do. And then I had to get a social media girl.
Oh, wow.
And I'm just like, holy crap.
Yeah.
I mean, it turns into a big venture.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I don't see how a lot of people do it. I really don't.
You know, a lot of people ask me, you know, or tell me, you know, they see my social media stuff and, oh, you promote yourself so well. And I'm like, I really don't have a clue what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Well, it's, I can't remember exactly who done it, but I can mention this one person because I see hers more than I do anything else. And that's Alexandra Kay.
Yeah. Yeah.
She does a like
Follow her. Uh-huh.
coffees in the morning or
Yes.
when she's getting
Yes.
ready. She done a couple of that she was on the bus getting ready for bed. Mm-hmm. You know, I seen that last night. I think it was because they were playing Chattanooga and then going to Birmingham and somewhere else. She's out on a tour right now. And I was just like, dude, when you stop and think about it, just to actually Facebook Live and do something like that, you got to have a little bit of a forethought to actually do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then try to come up with something to actually keep people interested or something, you know. And it's just, I don't do that many Facebook Lives. Yeah, I do them every now and then, but you know.
I don't do them as much as I used to. So I used to do makeup, sell makeup, and, you know, be in the whole network marketing with makeup industry.
Yeah.
And so I used to do a lot of lives, and I will credit doing that has helped me a lot in this music marketing kind of thing. Cause it's like, these are things I would not have had a clue how to do had I not done that first. But I don't do a lot of lives these days, mainly because I don't think they get seen as much, especially if you're on Facebook.
Right.
Oh my gosh. You know, algorithm is just
Oh, it's crazy.
killer.
Well, it's
Killer these days.
that's like some of the Facebook Lives that I've done with the show and a guest. I can go through there and you go to videos to see what the numbers are and all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'll have some that have like 1.5 and then I'll have some that have like 202.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm
It's
like,
bizarre.
what happened? You know?
Exactly. Yeah. Because you can do the exact same thing. And yeah, it's
Week to week.
algorithm.
I think it's a fictitious beast.
I would not.
I think everybody's chasing something that's not really there.
Yeah.
I think it's just whoever is not doing anything at the moment actually pops on and checks it out.
Could be.
You know, because I seen one of yours. You was in your kitchen, I think.
Could have been a story, a Facebook story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a video.
Yeah.
I seen yet.
Okay.
And I was like, wow, she's got a nice kitchen.
That's funny.
It's amazing. I didn't realize it until I actually started looking at certain things. They're not looking at you. They're looking at all the stuff around you.
Right. That's true. I think that's true because I do that when I'm watching other people's videos. You know, I'm like, what's in the background? Oh, do they have a dog?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when, like that shelf over there, when we first started putting artist stuff on there and everything else, I'm getting feedback and people are talking about the damn shelf.
That's great.
Wow, I seen you got this up. What's this? And, you know, and who's this? And, you know, you sit there and go, well, this is artist so-and-so, and this is what they came out and gave me and blah, blah, blah.
Right,
and,
right.
the books and different stuff like that, you know, and Julie's already said, we're going to have to get another shelf, and she's thought of something else to do. So it'll be
Your
interesting.
studio, you need some built-ins.
I am just scared they'll get full too fast. That's my thing.
That's a good problem to have, though.
Yeah, because I mean, I want to give everybody their dues, you know,
Yeah.
and put stuff up. But it's like, dude, you got to start cycling stuff out, you know.
Yeah.
Start rotating the stock,
Yeah.
I guess, you know.
Yeah.
And it just gets crazy.
Well, that's awesome that you've had so many people on here that have a lot of merch to put on there.
Yeah, it amazes me, the merch.
Yeah.
I got a buttload of picks, guitar picks.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how I come up with all them damn picks. Oh, no, Julie's got a vision.
Julie's got the vision.
Julie has the vision. Wait a minute, Caitlin's getting the whiteboard.
I was just going to say stop clicking.
Oh, my
Please.
bad. It's your fault. You gave me this damn thing.
Gadget.
That's what kills me. They give me stuff to occupy my hands while I'm having a conversation, and then they tell me to quit.
Well, she's trying to talk, and all I hear is
Click.
Just twiddle your thumbs.
I think it's funny. So we need to get you a real estate person.
We have one.
You got one? Okay, good.
Yeah. He's been really persistent. Like we kind of thought like a year and a half ago, we were thinking we'll just buy something small up here and that way I have somewhere to come, like
Yeah.
instead of Airbnb every time. And,
You know, there's actually a lot of people that do that. A lot of artists
Yeah.
that live in one state and they'll rent like a
yeah.
apartment or something.
Yeah. So we had thought about doing that. And so we reached out to him, a year and a half ago. And he has faithfully called us probably at least every 2 months.
Sweet.
And so finally, when we were like, okay, we're ready. And so we went out with him yesterday. And I think he's going to be great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then you get the house,
Yes.
you get to move in,
Yes.
get settled,
Yes.
and then we'll advertise on the show, big party at your house.
Okay. I'm down.
Everybody has to bring a gift, though.
Yeah. That's even better.
Just put your list out there. You know,
Okay.
it'll
All right.
be all right.
All right. Yeah. I'm like, we have to have a house where we can at least accommodate having people over. So,
Well, yeah. I mean,
I'm excited.
you never know. So how many doors do you think that'll open up with you actually living here?
I mean,
See, this is what I've always been curious about because so many people do live out of state,
Right.
and they come into Nashville, do what they got to do, and then they leave, go back home, do whatever they do at home.
Right.
I was always curious, how much does it actually benefit moving to Nashville?
For me, what I envision is number one, this is where all my friends are.
Right.
So community is like a big motivating factor for moving here. A creative community to be present with more than once every 6 weeks or so.
Yeah.
And when I tell people, like I'm going to Nashville or whatever, it's always, you're trying to be successful. Okay, but what's your definition of success versus mine? Because for me, it is networking. It is finding people to write with. It is having that creative community. Yes, looking for opportunities that I don't have at home.
Right.
Just getting out there more, meeting other writers, more opportunities to write, more opportunities to make connection with writers who, have better opportunities than I might have right now. So
Right.
That's my goal. That's my hope and focus. And, mainly just being around my friends finally.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because I've always wondered, a lot of people do like a write, and they're in some office or somewhere, and they're just like hanging out, and people are trying to write a song. But to me, I envision more of, what are you doing tonight? Hey, grab your guitar, come over, hang out.
Yeah.
We'll do some pizza and some beer, and
Yeah.
I think creatively that would be better.
Yeah. I guess it would work both ways. It depends on what the goal is for that particular opportunity. Because I do set up writing sessions with people, and
Kind of like a play date.
kind of like, yeah. I mean, it's really cool. Usually we'll block out 2 to 3 hours. It's so hard to write a song in 2 hours so frequently. So I'm closer to a 3-hour writer probably. Anyway, so there are those times when it's really structured, and that's your goal, and you come in and you might, toss around ideas.
Yeah.
But then I also love those times when you're just sitting around talking and you go, oh my God, that would be a great song. Oh, let's write that,
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, say I remember, because I always remember back to the teenage years when we were running around, hanging out, and we'd do like, everybody go full wheeling and stuff. Mm-hmm. Everybody drinking and having a bonfire on somebody's farm,
Right.
And somebody always had a guitar. Somebody was always pulling a guitar out and playing. And then the next thing you know, you got 10, 15 people sitting around with one guitar and singing and doing all kinds of stuff. And I was just like, you just felt more part of it, more creative.
Yeah.
More fun, Mm-hmm. And I was always curious about that because I see so many times where there's so many studios that are renting out for writers.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't know. I mean, to me, I felt like, let's have a bonfire out back and bring 2 or 3 guitars and let's,
Yeah.
But then again, if you think about it, if I was a writer, it would probably piss me off to no end knowing that some of the greatest songs in the world were written in a restaurant on a napkin, in 15 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, dude, you had to have this vision before you sat down.
I don't know though. I have one that is going to be on my upcoming EP that I wrote in about 20 minutes. I was at home. My niece called me. She was telling me about this phone call that she had gotten about a family issue. And, it was kind of disturbing. It was a disturbing family issue.
Right.
So she was telling me about it. And as soon as we got off the phone, it was just like the lyrics to the song just poured out in minutes. But then I'll go into a co-write with somebody sometimes and, 3 hours later, we're like, well, we got a verse and a chorus.
Yeah. Like, you go in for a 3-hour write and then you sit there for 2 hours before anybody says anything, Yeah. That would drive me nuts.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the talking and, just trying to get to, okay, what do we want to write about today? And how do we get there?
And where do we start?
Yeah.
Anybody have a clue, please?
Yeah. What I love is going to, so I have been 3 times to Phil Madeira's Mercyland workshop. It's a songwriting workshop that he hosts every year.
Yeah.
And, oh my gosh, you write in over a span of 3 days, you're guaranteed to write at least 6 songs.
Right.
And so all day, it's like your brain is on writing all day long. So you're paired up, with 2, maybe 3 other people to write twice a day. And it is immersive and it is such a creative environment. And then after those few days, I'm absolutely exhausted.
Oh, I can imagine.
But it's so like feeding to your creative soul kind of situation.
Yeah. Yeah, that, I don't know. Sometimes when I write stuff, it's just weird stuff.
It's got to come from somewhere.
Usually the gutter.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm one of them guys where you hear a song, or you kind of know the song,
Yeah.
and you can change words up
Oh, yeah. Yes.
and have the best time riding down the road singing all the wrong words
Yeah.
to a song.
Yeah. Yeah.
All the time, all the time.
What's so fun is like you're listening to songs from like the 80s.
Yeah.
When I was a kid singing all these songs, and now you can go look up these lyrics and go, oh, that's not what I thought that said.
Yeah. There's actually a comedian, because I was laughing my ass off.
I I bet I saw what you're talking about.
He was holding a recorder and was playing the song, and then it would tell you exactly what the song actually said.
Yes.
That's not what I heard.
Yeah, yes.
You know, I mean, it's just crazy stuff that, dude, man.
Yeah.
Let's put some tunes on and go ride around and drink. Long. God, that was a long time ago.
Yeah. Now kids don't have that situation. All they can do, they just go Google, look it up. What are the lyrics?
And half of them do.
Yeah.
Because they want to know what it was said.
Well, sure.
We didn't give a damn about it.
No, we didn't care as long as it had a good melody.
There's no telling how many Hank Williams Jr. songs I got wrong.
Yeah.
He was pretty plain in all of it, though. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Smile. Julie's taking pictures. Hey! We do weird stuff around here.
That's all right.
So you got a bunch of stuff coming out. I want to hear about
I do.
it. Didn't you just have a song drop?
I did. I released a cover of Crazy that Gnarls Barkley released. At least 10 years ago, if not more. So I slowed that song down, did a piano lead on it, and so released that in February. And then coming up March 28th, I released the first song from my EP, Secret Keeper, which I'm super excited about. It's
Awesome.
a 7-song EP.
I love that you did 7 songs.
Thanks. I'm excited.
Most EPs are like 3 to 5.
Yeah.
You one-upped them.
Yeah.
2 up. 2 up.
I mean, it's almost an album.
Yeah.
Just right on the verge.
See, that's where I'm still old school, because a 4-track was the demo that you handed out to everybody. And then it was an EP. Well, not an EP, but an LP, I guess you could say.
Right. Okay.
You released the record, 13, 14 songs. Now everything's changed.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It is crazy.
Yeah. I mean, the big thing is now, release singles every 4 to 6 weeks. So, and I could have just done all these songs as singles and just released them, but they all had this similar theme, which, is kind of makes me go, oh, it's kind of an album too.
Yeah.
Because they are all under a similar theme. And I just couldn't let one of them go. So 7 it was.
Yeah. That's the way it is. It's got to be. It's got to be.
So this one is, it's a little more country than what I have released in the past. Got some banjo on a couple of
Sweet.
songs. Yeah. Also some violin, which Crazy had some violin, had piano and violin. But these songs are going to be pretty cool. Different from anything I've released before. So I'm excited about them.
Well, yeah. I might have to check them out.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. First one drops March 28th, and have a video releasing that same day with that song.
Sweet.
Yeah. So that song is called Somebody Else's House. I wrote that with Amanda Williams, years ago. And it's about my great-great-great-grandfather. And I think that's right. I think it's like that many generations back, but he was a moonshiner. And he had a whole second family that lived like down the road.
Interesting.
So that story has been passed down, and I remember hearing it when I was a teenager, and it stuck with me for all these years. So Amanda and I had a co-write, and we were talking, and she was like, well, what do you want to write about? And I was telling her this story about him, but I was also telling her about this other thought I'd been having about a song, because I had met this homeless man in Nashville, and I remember him telling me, you got to look at something like you got to look at a man's heart to know what's going on. It was just something very like, when I have conversations with homeless people, it's always really interesting because they're always really deep threads that stick with me from those conversations. And that one did. And so I remember saying to Amanda, you never know what's going on in somebody else's house. And so that's how we ended up writing that song. We combined that thought with the story of my, ancestor. And we came up with this really, like Southern, almost Southern Gothic style lyric to go with this song that's really like, banjo riff heavy. And it's pretty cool.
I like it.
Yeah.
Of course, I've been getting into, because I've noticed a little bit of a trend. And I think it started back in when we did the interviews at CMA Fest last year. I noticed a lot of the younger people were actually incorporating back into music the banjo and the steel,
more traditional,
the mandolin,
sounds.
More traditional type country.
Right.
And I've just been getting jazzed over all of it. And then you coming out with this song, and dude, my hat's off to Grandpa, because I couldn't even keep one wife. Much less a whole nother family. I mean,
I remember, so when I was in college, I was doing this genealogy study.
Yeah.
And I remember my dad and I going over to my great grandmother's house, and we were talking about all this stuff. And I remember her telling a story, and I don't know if it was her dad or her granddad that she was telling it about, but apparently they had a cat, and I don't know, the cat got on the roof or something. Anyway, he took the cat out, and that was the end of the cat.
Yeah,
pretty rough kind of life, I guess, and rough man. And
well, I mean, back then, it was more cut and dry.
Apparently.
This is what I said. That's it.
Right.
There's no stipulations, no looking at different, okay, well, what if so-and-so or this or,
No empathy.
Nobody gave a damn. But that's how a lot of us Gen Xers was raised too, just. And anyway, on a side note.
Do we need therapy time? Actually, these songs for this new EP are actually my therapy, I think.
Well, I mean, we could take and put them on a little carry with us soundtrack thing. Put the earphones on.
Yeah.
Go to the gun range.
Yeah.
That'll knock it out.
Yeah. My friend that I wrote the title track with she came over this morning to the Airbnb where we were, because I'm doing a video with each of my co-writers, if they're available, to talk about, which song we wrote, what it was about. And we were talking about the title track, which is Secret Keeper. And we were like, yeah, that song was kind of therapy for us, because we explored like our childhood issues and all the secrets that, Gen X, your parents were like, you don't talk about what goes on in the house. You don't talk about, like how much money your parents make, everything is a secret. And then if there was anything actually disturbing happening, well, God knows you didn't discuss that either.
No.
So when we wrote this song, that's what that was about, was all these secrets that we had to keep as kids, and then as an adult realizing, oh, I don't have to do that anymore. I can be a truth teller, so. Yeah,
but you wonder about, there's certain truth you just can't talk.
Well, sure.
You just can't say it.
You can, but it might not go over well. It
might have issues come back on you guys.
Exactly.
Because I mean, that was one of the biggest things at the house, Mom was home. Mm-hmm. Dad wouldn't let her work. Mm-hmm. So it was get off the school bus, grab a snack, get your ass back outside.
Right.
And I was the only kid. Uh-huh. I got in a lot of crap. don't make me take that key away from you. I've heard that more than once. I'll take that key away.
Wow. Yeah.
Which there's times I wished I had of,
Yeah.
because it would have taught me more, I think. But nowadays, nobody gives a crap.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, it's nut stuff. Maybe I do need therapy. You don't think it'll
A
help?
lot of time in therapy.
Well, after the second wife, I went to a therapist, and it lasted about a month and a half. Because no matter what I was saying or talking to her about, I got sick and tired of hearing, well, how does that make you feel? Well, it pisses me the hell off. How about that? You know?
What I'm hearing you say is that you don't like to explore your feelings.
I have no problem exploring my feelings. It's just nobody gets what I'm feeling.
Okay, got it.
You know, you can't go back to the Hank Williams Jr. song, you know, Hank, why do you drink? Why do you roll smoke?
Yeah.
Because in that particular time, a lot of people don't understand that. They didn't come from that. They don't know anything about it. You know, so yeah, we would go to church, and when I left church, it was a left-handed roll up and go down the road, you know.
That's awesome.
It's things you did to make mama happy. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
You waiting on Julie to say something?
No, she worries the hell out of me when she sits over and plays on that damn phone. I don't know what she's doing.
She's playing solitaire.
Oh, well, that's real. See,
Important work.
nobody gets me. Yeah. People are crazy. Are you doing an EP release party?
Maybe. I'm not releasing the EP until October, so I'm just doing singles.
Well, are you going to do the single release?
I'm not planning like a single release party for this first one. No. We're just trying to survive, trying to move and actually get the music out there. But I might in October, because I'm going to release the EP as a whole in October. So
Okay, well, you got to let us know so we can be there.
Okay, cool. Yes. By then, you know, maybe we'll be settled up here, and
Oh, I hope
it'll be
so.
a cool experience. That'll be fun.
Yeah. Man. Have you got any other covers that you plan on releasing?
Not right now. No. Just that one. Actually, I didn't really even plan on recording a cover or releasing a cover up until like, I don't know, a month before I went into the studio. I was talking with Nicole Witt, who's my producer, and she was like, do you have a cover you might want to release, you know, just get some traction on the algorithm?
Well, yeah, on the algorithm.
On the algorithm before you release your EP. And I was like, well, I do play crazy in a way, you know, like I slow it down and I play it a little differently so that people can like absorb the lyrics of that song.
Right.
And so, yeah, we decided like just a few weeks before going into the studio to record that one. And then I released that one pretty quickly. So,
Okay.
but I don't have any plans for any other covers anytime soon.
Well, I was just curious because some people will do like 2 or 3 covers and release them, and then they'll start getting the traction on the other stuff.
Yeah.
And then some people don't release any covers at all. I don't know. I'm kind of back and forth on it. You know, it's kind of like, okay, if you can do the cover justice and make it your own, that's my big thing.
Yeah.
Because anybody can sit here and sing like you hear 4 or 5 times on Broadway, I'm a cowboy on a steel horse I ride. anybody can release that.
Yeah.
It has been sung to freaking death. Can you tell I hate that song?
Yes.
Actually, that used to be my theme song when I drove truck over the road.
Oh, that's funny.
It was like, and then Kid Rock came out, Drive All Night because of Sleep All Day. Well, that rang true to me, because and I was big on that song. But you don't hear that song as much as you do freaking another song. There's no way to redo that song and do it justice, because so many people have done it.
Right.
So that's where I was curious about.
Nope. Just the one. Although I do, when I play out shows, and I'm like, if I'm doing a 3-hour set or whatever, I'm playing a lot of covers. So I do try to take covers and spin them, play them in my own way. Like I love to take that Chapel Roan song, Pink Pony Club. And
I have never heard that song in my life.
Well, you need to go listen to that song.
No. You lost me on the Pink Pony. I'm sorry.
Well, it's a very popular song and people love it, but I take it, I play it a little bit differently. I slow it down, and every time I play it, people love it. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's one that I would ever release myself. So, yeah.
So what's your favorite song?
Like of all time?
Of all time, your favorite song?
Oh my God, that's so hard.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
We're not here to ask the easy questions, okay?
Like, let me flip through my brain. Oh my goodness.
There might be a little bit of mud in there. You might have
There's a lot.
Yeah, well,
Because, oh my gosh, I'm a huge music fan. On top of like just being a musician, I'm a huge music fan. So I love all genres. Well, almost all genres. And like I have so many like favorites of all time. Okay. This would be one of my favorites. I don't know if it's the favorite.
Okay.
But I have always loved Shameless by Garth Brooks.
Very good song.
There's something about that song that, like, every time I hear it, I'm cranking it up.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And I think of just all the different artists. I could sit here and name off like a ton of favorites. I have tons of favorites. I don't have just one favorite.
See, that's what's weird. I've got a lot of older country. Mm-hmm. I've got a lot of old rock. Uh-huh. That's what it's called now, right? Old rock. I've got all these songs in my head. Mm-hmm. I amazed somebody at work the other day because they pulled up and they had their radio on, and they pulled up to talk to me, and I'm sitting in my truck singing their song that's on their truck. Uh-huh. And they're like, I didn't know you knew that song, And I'm like, yeah, that come out in 1987. And like, we did a live show last week. And Julie's sister, Ginger, made a comment. They put it on the thing that Ginger was amazed that I knew when that song came out. Uh-huh. And it's weird because I've just got one of those song-related memories, I guess.
Yeah.
I can tell you when a song came out. Uh-huh. I can tell you how good it did, Uh-huh. But sometimes I can't tell you the name of the song. Uh-huh. But I know the lyrics, I know the words, I know everything about it.
Yeah.
It's just weird stuff.
Okay. Did you listen to Dr. Hook? Were
Yes.
you a Dr. Hook fan? So a couple of months ago, I was with a couple of my friends who, one of them is a musician, one of them's a lyricist. And I was talking about Dr. Hook, and they were like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, no. You have to go listen to Cover of the Rolling Stone.
Is that your favorite Dr. Hook song?
It's one of them. Oh gosh, what's the other one? Oh my gosh, I can't even think of it right now.
Well, I'm gonna tell you my favorite one.
Okay.
Dr. Hook is number 2.
Okay.
On the Rolling Stone, the cover of the Rolling Stone. That's my number 2.
Okay.
My number 1 is Sylvia's Mother.
Sylvia's mother. Yes.
Sylvia's mother says,
Yes.
thank you for calling.
Yes. That's a good one. Yes.
But I got those lyrics in my head.
Yeah.
They've been there forever. You know, and one of my favorite songs I sing out in public every now and then is the cover of the Rolling Stone.
Cover of the Rolling Stone. I love that one. It's so fun. I made both of my friends listen to it. I was
Well,
like,
see,
I love this song.
I love the deep part because I can do that bass line real good. You know, I got a freaky old lady named Cocaine Katie who embroiders on my jeans. You know, I mean, I'm just like, where in the hell is she at?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody ever embroidered on my jeans. Damn it.
What's funny is, I think we talked about this last time. You know, as a kid, I wasn't allowed to listen to rock music or country music.
Yeah.
We only listened to like Christian music, but we had this one vinyl. It was a multi-genre, I guess. And like there was Barry Manilow on there. Maybe that's my all-time favorite song, which wasn't even written by Barry Manilow, but he sang, I write the songs that make the whole world sing. Okay. I, to this day, will crank that up when I hear that song. But we had this record. It had that on it. It had Crystal Gale. I think there was maybe some Bee Gees on it. But I mean, I wore that vinyl out because it was the only thing we had, you know, like regular worldly secular music.
Oh, yeah.
And I would crank, we had this big furniture-sized stereo. And
Oh, yeah.
I would put that vinyl on, turn on that record, and I mean, I would dance around the living room because, you know, my parents worked and my sisters, they were 7 and 11 years older. So sometimes they paid attention to me. Sometimes they didn't. So I was alone a lot. So I would just dance all over the living room and jump all over the couch, you know,
Oh, yeah.
to this record. And, so it's interesting that as I got older, we were allowed to start listening to other music probably around the time I was 10.
Yeah, you wasn't listening to Kiss, I can tell you that.
No. I remember getting in trouble for like borrowing a Guns N' Roses CD from somebody. But like my musical, I don't even know the word I'm looking for.
Taste?
Taste expanded like enormously. And I remember like, you know, my sister used to play the Dr. Hook cassette tape in the car. And that's how I became familiar with Dr. Hook. And it was just like, I wanted all the music. And so everything I could listen to, I would. But in 90s country, I mean, I still love 90s country, you know, so. Yeah.
Well, see, we all, back in the day, it was all Hank Williams Jr.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, half the guys I know probably have got a Hank Williams Jr. tattoo somewhere on their body. But it was a lifestyle. You lived that lifestyle.
I got you. Mm-hmm.
And then it moved on up to Garth Brooks when he come out. Because when he come out and hit, he just exploded.
Right, yeah.
He was like the biggest nuclear bomb ever with Garth Brooks. And Red Strokes. I like that song he played. It was real good. But things shifted. It was just a lot of people were going back and listening to that stuff. You know, it was, you're out, you're four-wheeling, you're having fun with friends, and it was the party rowdy songs that got it, you know. And to this day, I mean, I got rid of my side-by-side a long time ago. Thanks, their divorce. Anyway, but one of my big things when I was out riding in the woods, I'd find me a big old mud hole.
Yeah.
And it's in four-wheel drive, and we're fixing to hit that mud hole, and the first song I want to put on, and I will still do it to this day, even if I'm driving my car. Ted Nugent, Stranglehold.
Okay.
That has got to be one of the best riffs ever written in my book. And then, you know, you hit that freaking mud hole, 100 miles an hour, you know, mud, water everywhere.
Hope you don't get stuck.
Psh, I didn't care. I've been stuck a couple of times where all four wheels was shooting a rooster tail 10 foot in the air. I didn't care. You know, you just got to have fun with it, you know, but I think I think those good old boy songs of out actually something you would want to listen to when you're 4-wheel drive or you know, raising hell in the woods or whatever you want to do. I think a lot of those are gone.
Yeah,
You don't hear that many of them.
that's true.
I mean, I think the last one was Jason Aldean. I just want to ride around in my Chevy. I can't remember the name of the song. Shit. I can't remember the name of the song.
I can't help you. I don't know much Jason Aldean.
I think that was the last one I actually heard, you know. And it was just like, and then you got into the every girl in the world out there was writing a breakup song. Mm-hmm. And if you was a guy, you might as well hang it up. It didn't matter if you did no wrong or not. You were still going to get wrote about.
That's fantastic.
Take a little ride with me. Yeah, that's it. That was a good song. But yeah, I was just like, holy crap, you know, and I was just, that's all I heard. You know, and then I've heard a couple of that. I don't know if people have heard me bitching on this show or not, but I've heard a couple of people come up with a better, you know, praising a guy actually than downing him. So I think that's a big thing now. I hope they get on that. I can't remember the name of the artist or the song. There's a lyric in the song that says, you know, no matter what, I can give it to him because I know he'll fix it.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
It's a good song.
Okay.
Independent artist done it. So that's why I'm curious to hear what all you got coming down the pipeline.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
It's going to be fun.
I think every song on this EP is lyrically dark in a way. There's a couple of story songs. But every single song has some lyrical darkness to it. But then some of them are like, we offset that with, you know, the banjo and some really up-tempo kind of country feel. And then there's one that's more of a ballad, a couple of ballads. And
I love a good ballad.
yeah. I felt like I had to be really careful. You know, I feel like you have to be careful with ballads. So I don't know. I'm excited for people to hear them and see what other people think because it's just really like truth telling in all of it. You know, there's one I'll play today that we embellished a story, but it was based on one of the areas where I lived when I was a kid, and you know what might occur there, kind of situation. So
I don't know if you can embellish much more on Grandpa had another family. I mean, come on.
Okay, that one we didn't embellish on. We just told the truth on that one.
I'm serious. You know, I've heard story after story of girls, you know, this guy cheated on me or this guy cheated on me and everything else. And I'm like, how? I do good to entertain one person, much less.
Yeah.
I don't see how guys do it. Stupidity. Stupidity. What? Yeah. It's better to be single, I think, sometimes. Unless you got an itch you can't get to.
That's helpful to have a spouse for that, I guess.
Yeah. Hey, honey, can you
Scratch my back.
right there. And you can keep doing that for the next 30 minutes while I try to fall asleep.
Right. I used to have, when my youngest daughter was little, I used to have to scratch her back every night for her to fall asleep.
Yeah, my second wife, she had to have her back scratched
Yeah.
for her to go to sleep.
Yeah. Now I just take a Tylenol PM. That's what I do to sleep.
What helps me sometimes, if I'm like keyed up and I just cannot go to sleep whatsoever, it's called Down Home Punch.
Okay, what's that?
It's a Jack Daniel's mixed drink,
All right.
Down Home Punch.
Okay.
And I'll drink it, and then I'll go in there and lay down, and I'm out.
All right.
I just don't care. Don't care no more. That's a good thing when you don't drink. Every now and then you have a drink, and it just relaxes the crap out of you, and you're just like, done.
Yeah.
I'm done. Don't care. I ain't even going to dream tonight. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah, just about any time I drink, especially if I drink Prosecco,
Who?
sparkling wine.
Sparkling. There's no alcohol in that.
Yes, there is, because it puts me to sleep like that.
Oh, okay. We'll have to remember that next time she comes up. No Prosecco or whatever. Like, is that like a White Claw?
No. It's a sparkling wine. It's a wine. It's kind of like champagne.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not a big champagne fanatic.
See, I don't like any kind of dry wines, really. I'm not a dry wine drinker. Now, he'll drink a red wine.
No.
He can guzzle it, basically, but I can't do it. I don't like dry stuff, but I can handle the sparkly stuff.
Okay.
But, yeah, which I don't drink a whole lot anyway,
Yeah.
just because I don't feel good the next day.
Well,
My body doesn't process it very well.
yeah. But I mean, you know, that's actually what got me to quit drinking.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, was doing the lights and sound. Mm-hmm. Because I'm in a production booth and I'm seeing all these crazies out in the crowd.
Yeah.
And you're seeing people wasted
Yeah.
going home with people that they should have never, ever, ever have went home with. You're just like, wow, that's going to be a wolf in the morning. Somebody going to be chewing their arm off.
Oh, my Lord.
It's crazy stuff. All right, kid. I'm going to hear some music.
All right. So this one is the one I'm going to release it this summer, but it's the one about where I grew up or where I lived as a kid. So in Alabama, there's a river called the Coosa River.
Yeah.
And as a kid, we lived close to the Coosa River. And my dad would take me fishing on the river, you know, but back then, because there's a paper mill down there in Childersburg. And back then, you didn't get in that water. It was dirty water and, it stunk. But now, you know, they've done all the environmental stuff, cleaned it up. People go swimming in it and stuff. Anyway.
Pulled the cars out, all that good stuff.
Yeah. So several years ago, we took our boat out down the Coosa River, and I was like, let's just ride up that way, like where I used to, Daddy used to take me fishing and stuff. And so I had never been along the banks of this particular area, and we're going by, and it was the kind of place where you feel like you probably shouldn't show up uninvited.
Yeah.
You know, you might get a gun in your face kind of situation.
Yeah, it's like, we ain't stopping here. Sorry.
Yeah. So we rode by, and, I always have my phone on me. And so Mark's trying to talk to me. I'm like, shh, I'm writing. So I'm like just writing a story basically about that area and, my thoughts about it. And, I just tucked it away because I was like, I don't want to, I write a lot of blog posts, or at least at the time I was writing a lot of blog posts, but I was like, I don't want to put that out there because it could come across as me being judgmental about this particular area. So,
sometimes when you're judgmental, it saves your ass.
maybe so, but I didn't put it out. And then a couple of years ago, my friend Michael Paris and he's from North Carolina. He's a bit of a self-proclaimed hillbilly.
Yeah.
We set up a FaceTime, right? And so we were trying to decide what we wanted to write about, and I was like, hey, I've got this thing I wrote. Maybe we can pull from it. And so I read him what I had written. He was like, oh, that's a song. And so we turned it into a bit of a story, embellished a little bit what we think would occur on the banks of the Coosa River, and that's what this song is, and it'll be out this summer.
Cool. I got one question I got to ask you, though.
Yeah.
Because you said something that made my radar go boop.
Okay.
Are you bringing the boat with you to Nashville?
We are. Again, we're probably going to have to store it because we can't find a place big enough to have a boat in the driveway, or in
Only thing I can say is I will fill it up if I get invited every now and then.
All right, deal.
I got poles. You want to fish? That's fine. If you're not, you just want to ride around, no problem.
He likes to fish, and so I'll always take a book, and, he'll kind of just drift along and fish while I read. So,
There you go.
Yeah.
We got something going on here.
All right.
Sweet. All right, play bass.
Okay. I have just gone absolutely blank. Here
It's
we go
okay.
Again.
It happens.
Like I know this song like the back of my hand. Blue flame lit this morning, bacon frying in the pan. She's trying to be so quiet, don't wake the beast of a man. She's a prisoner in these trailer walls. She used to dream she could have it all. Now a rebel flag flies outside her door. A drunk on the couch, she don't love no more. Down by the Coosa River, on the Talladega County line, smells like dirty water, paper mill, and cheap gas station wine. Smoke-stained popcorn ceiling, rifle laying on the floor. The trigger looks inviting, but she can't take no more. The bruise on her face is almost gone. He'll never admit he did her wrong. Now she's making plans to run away and leave those murky, muddy banks. Down by the Coosa River, on the Talladega County line, smells like dirty water, paper mill, and cheap gas station wine. Her only reminder of being free is a broke down 1953 Red Valley Ford Jubilee, rusted out by the Coosa River. Oh, oh, the Coosa River. Oh, oh. She lights up her worn out dreams with matches and kerosene. Well, they're smoking black as she turns her back on the Coosa River. Oh, oh, the Coosa River. Oh, 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 oh.
All right. I like that one.
Thanks.
It's got a good little strum to it.
Yeah. It's I think it's probably my favorite song on the EP. So it's the recording is really cool.
Sweet.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, because I was sitting there trying to incorporate some banjo with that and some other stuff in my head.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. I don't think there's banjo on that one. I actually recorded that one back in September. And I don't think we had banjo on that one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we didn't on that one. But that one, it's
I
a
could
fun
still
song,
put it, though.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, you could have like just a little bit of picking of the banjo in the background of it.
Yeah. Now, the one about Grandpa, it's got the banjo.
Grandpa probably got a lot on it. You know what I mean?
Well, what is interesting about that song was when I was years later, probably like just 10, 12 years ago, I was doing some more genealogy research, about the different lineages of my family. And on that side, I was looking at some old records, and you know how they have all these genealogy websites where people can connect, sort of thing. Well, I found who I believe this man was, and somebody had posted a photo, and it's of him and I guess one of the families. But there's this man sitting there with a banjo, and I was like, if that's him and he played banjo, how cool is that? And so the first line of the song is he played banjo. He played banjo. He and Grandma had 5 kids.
Wow.
I was like, that's pretty cool if that was really him and he played banjo and that musical heritage, I have it on both sides of my family, then that's pretty cool.
I'm still sitting there thinking that must have been some really good shine.
Right?
And see, this is what I'm talking about. I have songs pop in my head, even when I'm having conversations with people. We were talking about the banjo.
Yeah.
I knew a man Bojangles and he danced for you. I can't sing Worth the Crowd. But that's an old song that nobody hardly listens to anymore.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a song.
Yeah. I think it's cool when people, are having conversations and you can pop out with a song just from your conversation, like, oh, that reminds me of this.
Yeah.
I think in lyrics.
It's weird stuff. But a lot of my stuff was 80s hair metal.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I remember the first song I actually got hooked on was the first album I ever bought. Kiss, Rock and Roll Over.
Okay.
Was the first album I ever bought. And I listened to it. I wore that damn album out.
See, I didn't listen to Kiss. Even after we, were allowed, because it was a gentle entry.
Yes.
Outside of the bubble.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to listen to something when you got the demon on the cover.
Yeah, exactly. The record burnings and.
Yeah, and let's see, what was it? They were called Knights in Satan's Service there for a while, and
play the vinyl backwards, and you see what it says.
Oh yeah. God. But see, I was weird. I didn't go backwards on certain albums that they told you to listen to. Grab the albums that nobody ever talks about and go backwards on them. Wow. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I mean,
Barry's got it going on,
Right. That's funny. I mean, I think you just hear what you want to hear,
Well, yeah. Until somebody tells you exactly what the lyrics are.
Yeah.
I'm still stuck on Barry.
Barry Manilow.
Yeah, Mandy. I love that song.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
Mandy was a good song.
I write the songs, though. That modulation. Turn it up every time.
Oh, yeah. Got to. Mom had it was a low coffee table. But it had the turntable in it.
Yep.
And had the AM, FM, and
Yep.
2 speakers on either side. I know I blowed them things. I know I did. And then when I was at that age where I could build my own stereo system.
Oh, you did?
In my room, yes.
Okay.
I went and I bought I got a Sony receiver, and then I bought a dual cassette deck. Hooked that up, and then I had the turntable. I hooked all that up. And, I remember my first speakers I bought and put in my room were Vega speakers. And when Mom and Dad wasn't home, that thing was cranking.
You would blast them?
Oh, it was blasting. Probably some of the cracks that were in the wall came from me, but you couldn't tell because my actual whole bedroom was nothing but Kiss posters.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I was a poster kid.
Yeah. I mean, they were all over. I mean,
Yes.
it was, Hit Parader and stuff like that. Get the
Yeah.
centerfold out. It's going on the wall, man. I say I miss it because there's a lot of those magazines that ain't around no more.
Yeah, yeah.
It's hard to get.
Everything's in your phone.
Yeah. And now you can take images from your phone and put it on a picture and put it on your bedside table.
Yeah.
And it'll scroll.
Yep, yep.
But it's not the same.
It's not.
It's just something about when your friends come over
Yeah.
and they're like looking at you, go, holy crap,
Right, yeah, yeah.
what the hell?
Even just regular photos. So I've been cleaning out our house for a while. And so the other day I was cleaning out the office. I have this office downstairs where I used to do all the scrapbooking. I've got tons of photos and like all the pictures from when my kids were growing up. And, they get these school pictures and their cheer pictures and their dance pictures and their softball pictures. And I'd never done anything with them. They were just still in those envelopes that you get from the school. And so
Yeah.
I bought a big photo album. And so this week I started putting all those pictures in photo albums. And my daughter texted me yesterday. She was over at our house and she was like, oh, I love the photo album that you're making, because they're so not used to seeing that because your photos are just on social media now. So
Yeah.
in your phone, stored in your phone. She was like, that's so cool.
Well, that's what's weird because ask anybody about their high school annuals.
Yeah.
95% of the people don't even have them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I still have mine.
I have mine.
I have my senior little book that they
Oh, yeah.
sold.
Yes.
That I
everybody
had.
signs.
That,
yeah.
Well, that I have memories put in. And I got
Yes.
concert
Yes.
tickets in there.
Same.
And all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And a lot of that stuff is, I feel sorry for kids today because
Yeah.
they don't have that opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because everything, like you said, is on your phone.
Right. Yeah.
Now I know why people cry when they lose their phone.
Exactly. Exactly. I've got tons of photos. When social media first came out and, everybody was on Facebook, not necessarily MySpace, but when everybody switched to Facebook and, you started uploading all your pictures, well, that's just where I dumped all my pictures. And now I'm like, I really should print those out because at this point in time, who knows what's going to happen to social media?
Yeah.
I should probably have those printed out.
Yeah. Well, I got a notice on Facebook. They're taking now when you do a video and you post it on Facebook,
Yeah.
30 days is all you get.
No way.
Yep. And then it deletes.
No way. Oh, you have to say to save it though.
No.
Not anymore?
They get rid of it completely.
Are you serious?
Their database is so packed.
Oh my God. I didn't know that. I have not seen that.
Yeah.
I have not.
You have to.
I was getting a notice that said save or delete after 30 days or
Yeah.
save forever. And so I would click the save forever. But again, I haven't done one of those in
Yeah.
a while. So interesting.
Yeah. I got that the other day and I was just like,
I'm afraid it's going to be on its way out.
okay.
That's why everybody's like, get an email list, get an email list, get an email list.
Everybody tells me to do that. And I'm, okay, first you got to send your email in for me to get it.
Yeah. You got to.
And a lot of people don't.
Subscription form.
Well, a lot of people don't subscribe anymore like they used to.
Yeah, that's true.
Like if you go to my YouTube, it'll say subscribers up there.
Yeah. Because
It's
you
a
gotta
low
log
number.
in. You got to log in before you can subscribe. And
Exactly.
Nobody wants to log in.
But a lot of people don't log in.
Exactly.
They just watch it.
Yeah.
So it blew me for a curve because everybody's saying, you got to get your subscribers up, all this
Yeah.
other stuff. I'm looking at it and I'm like, I ain't even hit 1,000. Why are my numbers doing so good?
Right.
Well, then I go and I start looking at the charts that tells you all the statistics and stuff. And my view hours are way the hell up here. And it's because nobody's subscribing. Like you said, they don't want to log in.
Yep.
They're just clicking on it, watching it,
Yep.
or listening to it, and then going on.
Yeah. Yep.
Which screws up the whole thing of like, share, follow, subscribe.
In everything.
Yeah.
Even music, it's like, you have to have the followers, you have to have the subscribers, you know, and like just getting somebody to listen is a feat, much less getting them to hit the follow button. So it's like, what is the magic? Like, I know there's some sort of something, but I have not come upon it yet.
Yeah, not me either. I haven't seen it.
Because clearly it works for some people.
Some people, I don't know why.
It's the whole story thing. I know it's the whole story thing. Like the story of, you know, you saying, oh, you know, watching your kitchen, looking at your kitchen. And I know it's that sort of thing. And yet when I go to do a video, you know, if I'm playing my guitar and singing, I'm sitting on my couch and like my bare blue wall behind me. Nothing interesting in that video.
Yeah, but what you could change pajama bottoms a lot. Like have a Scooby-Doo on, maybe.
Yeah. Gotta have a theme.
Have a theme for
Yes.
it. Okay, this song's really dark, so I'm wearing some kind of weird Japanese anime pants,
But it's
I guess.
so crazy that you have to do these, like, you have to think of these, like, mental tricks instead of just being able to, like, I just want to sit down and play my song. That's all I really want to do.
Oh, yeah.
You know? That's what my kids say.
Well, yeah. How many kids you got?
3 girls.
Oh, God.
They're great, though. All 3 of them.
You got dogs and cats?
Well, we have a cat. Our dog passed away.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, she was 17. She lived a good, long life.
But that's what I was getting to. Female?
Yes. Female cat, female dog. Bless his heart.
You need some testosterone. I mean, you got enough estrogen falling around everywhere. Oh, God. My hat goes off to you, my friend.
He survived.
Yeah, I don't see how.
Yeah, he did a good job with him.
He learned the art of ignore really, really quick.
Work a lot and stay gone a lot.
I'm home. Did you figure out the bedtime? That way you could come in right afterwards?
He actually used to put our oldest down for bed. He was especially, you know, by the time we had the second and third one, he was pretty good about getting them ready for bed and, you know.
Well, yeah, that's the end game.
Yeah, exactly.
Get them in bed.
Yeah.
That's an easy job. But Daddy, I ain't sleepy. Shut up. You're going to bed.
It was the middle of the night. Somehow he hardly ever woke up.
Exactly.
And yet I would hear them if a pin dropped, you know. Still would probably.
Well, after I got custody of mine and I was raising them and everything, I learned over a period of 2 or 3 weeks the art of ignore that noise. I knew something probably happened.
Yes.
And I know it's probably somebody's mess, but around my house, it was your mess. You clean it.
Yeah, well.
Amazing how shit changes over life.
Mm-hmm.
Moms are different. We don't go back. We hear everything. We know everything.
Yeah, well, you know.
Well, we think we do until my middle child had a truth-telling session one day when she got older and told us all the things she used to do when she was like 14 and 15. And we were like, we were clueless. We had no idea. So we have a deck on the back of our house. And at one point I was like, oh, I want you to extend that deck and make it go all the way across. Make it bigger. We'll have a table out here, you know.
Yeah, another
And
project. But anyway,
yes.
go ahead.
So he did. He extended the deck. And that extension went out to the middle child's bedroom.
Ah.
And the middle child was always very compliant, you know, and easygoing. And so all we said was, you better not be sneaking out of this bedroom at night. Mm-hmm. And we just really believed she was going to take that to heart. And apparently she did not, because she told us later on that, no, she used to sneak out in the middle of the night. Like, we had no idea. And she wouldn't take her phone. If something had to happen, like, how are we going to find out? Like, she did not take her phone.
But honestly, you gave her the idea because you told her not to do it.
She's the creative one. She would have figured it out.
She would have figured it out. Okay.
I think the older two, her and the older one, yeah, they had their sneaking out moments. The youngest one, you know, by the time the youngest one comes around, you're like, okay, go do whatever you're going to do. Be careful. Let us know when you're coming home, kind of situation. So
Yeah. Yeah. No. I was only a kid. I didn't have nobody I could blame anything on.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the dog got blamed a lot, but, you know, I didn't do it. Julie, I think she had like, what, 5 brothers and sisters?
There's 5 of us.
Yeah,
Wow.
there's 5 of them.
Yeah.
So they could blame everybody for everything.
Yeah, I was the baby. I got blamed for everything.
Oh no, my sister got away with everything.
Really, I think my sisters would say I got away with everything, but I say they blamed me for everything. So
Whenever I wanted to do something, I would say, Ginger, go ask Mama, can we do something? And she'd always say yes.
Put the baby up.
that's funny,
They didn't tell her no. I got told no.
right?
Yeah, you know, that's the way it goes. Sad part about it is you're still getting blamed for stuff. You know that, right?
Oh, absolutely, I am. We won't even go into that discussion.
Well, Mom said we could. No. No. Ain't going to happen. But I didn't get all that. I was a little wild ass. I ain't going to lie. If I got out, I was gone.
Yeah.
You know, when everybody else was like, the street lights are on, you better have your ass in the house.
Right, yes.
Yeah, mine was more like 10 o'clock at night. And Mom hollering out the front door, you better get your ass back in this damn house right now before I bust it, you know. And I'm still up there at the top of the hill, you know, riding a bike or skateboard or whatever. It was all kinds of stuff.
My dad had this whistle. Like, he knew it was time to come home when you heard my daddy whistle. Like, you could be anywhere within a mile radius, you were going to hear that whistle because it was so loud, and you knew it was time to come home.
Yeah, we lived at one spot, and I was before I was even 9 years old, but I had found an old army knife and sharpened it up, and I think I still got it in there in my little keepsake box. But I took a knife, and the lot across from us was woods, and there was an old house foundation in there. And I took that knife and cut down trees and built the top on it and all kinds of stuff. I had it going on. But every time it was like, Jazz in here. I'd have slept in that freaking house. It's gone now. They've got tall and skinnies built there.
No doubt.
I can't stand tall. I'm getting old. Stairs are not my friend.
You know what? Yesterday, this house we looked at, so most of the houses we looked at had stairs, but this one that I love has stairs. And that's one of the hang-ups, because we're like, we've, you know, all this time we've been discussing, what do we want in a house? What do we want in a house? And I'm like, I don't want any more stairs. We have stairs in our house now. And ours is kind of like, the main floor is where everything is, you know, the office and my music room and all that's downstairs. So I don't go downstairs much. But when I do, I complain about it. But then this house yesterday, I'm like, I love this house. But it has stairs. Like, all the bedrooms are upstairs. So there's no avoiding the stairs.
Yes, there is. And I keep saying this, and nobody's listening to me. An elevator is a beautiful thing.
Hey, my niece has an elevator in her house. A legit elevator in her house.
It is not a bad thing. You need the stairway in the very front of the house.
Yeah.
When people will come in the front door and everything.
Yeah.
But walk around back to where the kitchen is, hit the button, Hop on, go up. You're done.
I mean, you could just install one of those little seats, you know, that take you up the stairs.
You know, one thing I've never seen, and I would love to see it. I think it'd be funny as hell. You know, you see these movies and they got the little stair, you know, riding up little chair and all that other stuff. Give me a drunk person on there. I want to see that.
Right.
Are you just bored one day and half drunk and going up and down the stairs, up and down? I mean, you know.
Look, okay, so another funny story. My grandmother, and this is on the other side of the family. This is my mom's side of the family. So my grandmother in her older years, let me back up. My dad and my uncle used to work for this funeral home.
Okay.
And so, you know, they were like embalmers and all that, you know, like they did all the stuff.
Yeah.
And so like we used to play in the van, the flower van that, you know, took flowers to the cemetery. I remember riding in the hearse with my dad, you know, took me to school in the hearse and all that. Anyway, so at some point, my grandmother needs to move out of the house she's living in. She can't really afford to do anything else. And so they offered her a job, the owners of the company offered her this job to answer the phones for the funeral home at night. And she could live in their penthouse.
Right.
I guess for free. I don't know that she paid anything. But so the penthouse was right above the funeral home. So it was all one building. So Christmas, we're over there literally having Christmas in the top of the funeral home. But you had to go in the back staircase where there was this almost like a little elevator type thing that they used to, it was a casket lift is what it was basically. And so she would put her groceries on that thing and ride them up rather than carry them up the stairs. And like we used to run that thing, you know, and like it was interesting. And then you get up to the top and then right across the hall from her little penthouse is all these caskets. Because it was the casket room.
Yeah, I don't think I want to ride that up drunk. That would be freaky.
I don't want to be there. It's eerie.
It was kind of creepy, wasn't it, Mark?
That is weird.
Yeah. You go in, at Christmas time, go across the hall and look at the caskets.
I'd be weary if the Christmas tree was stuck in the top of the casket. Like, you flip somebody over and mount the tree, or what's going on? That's just weird.
Yeah. It was something. It was something.
Because when I was growing up, the house that mom and dad had on Jones Avenue, the neighbor immediately to our right, that's what he did for a living. Mm-hmm. He was a mortician.
Right.
And he never talked about work. Nothing. He wasn't sun, you know, didn't have a lot of sun or, you know, and
he pale.
He was pale and he was a tall guy. I mean, this dude was like tall. And I was good friends with his daughters, and they were great people, but he never talked about work whatsoever. Never would.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I was always curious. I mean, how do you have an office party?
I don't know.
You setting people up in chairs around the office, or I mean,
You have parties back then like that.
we had parties back then where you would swear up and down somebody was dead in a chair. But we used to have all kinds of parties back then. There used to be office parties. I remember going to some production parties and stuff.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying most businesses like that didn't have office parties.
Yeah.
40 years ago.
They used to. You just never heard about them.
50, 60 years ago.
What ruined office parties was a Xerox copy machine.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Because nobody knew about the office parties until the freaking ditzy secretary started putting her butt on the daggum
God almighty.
handing out copies and stuff. Mark knows what I'm talking about. He's over ducking his head down going, oh, my God.
I feel like you're you're just making that up.
No. It was on several movies.
Oh, movies.
It's a movie. Do you believe everything in a movie?
It's on the movie.
Don't you know 99.9% of Hollywood ain't nothing but lies?
Well, yeah, but we can't say that on the air. Thank you.
They have screenwriters made up.
Edit.
Edit. Julie's making derogatory marks.
I'm not neat. I'm telling the truth.
Stuff you do. It gets crazy. How many more shows you got coming up? Within the next couple of months. I'll make it easy.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I've got several private shows I'm playing in March and April. Around Birmingham, and then I have a show in Kentucky with a couple of friends of mine in April. I don't have anything scheduled right now in Nashville. I've been kind of holding off my scheduling for like April and May because I wasn't sure where we were going to be.
Yeah.
So I've booked a few things for April, but mostly just private stuff, if I'm remembering correctly. I like private events.
What about CMA Fest?
I don't know anything about CMA Fest. Again, I'm just figuring all this out as I go.
Oh my God.
So hook me up. Tell me what I need to do.
I don't know if they have any. I don't know exactly how many stages they're doing this year or anything. I got to find out.
Well, you find out and you pass the news along.
I'll find out and I'll let you know.
Okay.
I'll text you.
Like every year during CMA Fest, it's always during our anniversary. And like we're always out of town. Like of course, we don't live in Nashville yet. So we wouldn't be here unless I intentionally came here. But we are always like on vacation or something. So I would love to attend CMA Fest.
It'd be fun.
Yeah.
I'll have to look into it as soon as I find out.
Daytime stages and 2 nighttime stages.
How many daytime stages? 7?
This year, 7
Cool.
and then 2 nights.
2 night stages.
What are the dates?
It's June.
That's bad. I don't even know the dates.
Hang on. May, June.
Of course, half the time I don't even know I'm doing a show until the day before. What?
5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th.
Yep.
5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th.
Our anniversary is the 7th.
Your anniversary is the 7th?
This year we might have to delay a trip. Just delay it.
No, you could wrap some of that all in together. I don't know how, but you could. But yeah, it is what it is. Oh, Lord.
Americana Fest, I'm really interested in that. Like there's so much I don't know. Then I'm just winging it all,
Yeah. It works for some.
I hope it works for me.
I've been winging it ever since I started until like
Okay.
December of this year.
All right.
Because, I mean, there's so many different ways we can do the show. Just based on the equipment and everything.
Yeah.
Because we can actually do interview like we're doing now.
Right.
You could do a song setting here, or we could set up a full band and you could do a full band play. Kind of like what Metallica did on Howard Stern show.
Nice.
I can do some of that stuff, and we can actually do songs from the couch, like songwriters hanging out on the couch.
Right. Right.
Which I love that better than I do. I don't know. It just feels more homey to me
Yeah.
than sitting on a bar stool.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just feels better. Which a lot of people have liked that. So it'd be interesting. But yeah, you just kind of wing it a little bit until you figure
I'm winging it a lot.
figure it out, I mean.
The past 2 years have been a major learning experience.
And then the next artist coming up behind you can ask you a question, and you'll be like, look, honey, there is no such thing as an algorithm, okay?
Right.
Makeup videos, doing your coffee videos.
Yep.
You ought to do a video of you downtown Broadway, just walking different bars, stuff like that. Don't video inside the bar, but you know, just kind of like out running around,
Right.
checking everybody out.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
All right. I am open to ideas.
I'm just thinking of stuff.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of things you could do.
I am open to any and all ideas.
Take are your EP when it releases, are you going to have it on like CD?
I'm going to, yes. I'm going to do a physical copy of this one.
Do a scavenger hunt
Oh,
thing
that's a fun idea.
for your CD. Just tell everybody that you leave little hints
Yeah.
and then just hide it somewhere.
That's a great idea. I should have done that with my book. Did I know?
She read your book.
Yeah. She's playing solitaire. She's not paying attention to us.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Her website is up to date? Is her website up to date?
All except one show. I got a new show yesterday I haven't added, so.
I haven't updated my website yet. I got to update my website because I got to put the award on there and everything else. Which I think is funny because when I first made CMA member, I was the first podcaster ever.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then after 2 years of being a member, they asked me to put in to be a professional level. And me and Julie was actually talking about this out on the porch a while ago. Some people don't even know what the hell that is.
I don't know what it is.
It's different tier membership that
Okay.
they have.
So what does professional give you as far as like,
I
what are
got
the perks of that?
the perks is I actually get to vote for
Okay.
people on
Okay.
CMA award show.
Okay.
I get unlimited. I can look up anybody that CMA has, and I can actually contact them and say, "Hey,
Oh, nice.
come be on the show." You
Oh,
know,
that's awesome.
it's a lot of networking stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
And then it also, if I remember correctly, it also opens up for people could vote for me to be on, get an award,
Oh, awesome.
which I don't know if they have a podcast award, do they? CMA people.
No, remember she said that was something they were going to have to look into.
Oh yeah.
There you
So
go.
there's different things. There's all kinds of stuff that comes with it. Yeah. So I don't know.
Well, that sounds like a good move.
It's more. CMA people work more hand in hand with you
Okay.
instead of sending you an email every now and then.
Right.
You might get 4 in a week or something. I don't know.
Gotcha.
I just got it. I got to figure it all out.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
You got to wing it.
Got to wing it. Left wing, please. But yeah, it's just everything about it. But I tell everybody, especially independent artists, if you can get a group of friends that would love to help you out with stuff and they actually have something they're good at, get them to help you out.
Yeah.
Because that's how a lot of independent artists right now are actually doing anything at all.
Right. Yeah.
Because it is a pain in the ass. There is so much to keep up with.
No kidding. I have a good friend. She's actually the one that I wrote the title track with, but she's a great photographer and videographer. So she's been helpful. And then I actually employed my husband and my children for the video for somebody else's house. He really quickly learned how to use a gimbal and learned how to video. And then I had my oldest child use her phone and do another angle of video. And then my middle daughter and her boyfriend were the characters in the video. And I painted them with pizza.
There you go.
There you go.
Look, I can tell you just about anybody, any businessman out there that does construction or anything,
Right.
I can tell you, it's amazing what you can get done with a 6-pack of beer and a pizza.
Or a breakfast casserole in our case.
Yeah, there you go. Breakfast casserole.
We have one guy that loves the breakfast casserole.
I mean, look, I don't give a shit about the Klondike bar, but let me tell you, biscuits and gravy, I can do some sketchy shit for some biscuits and gravy.
I think Mark would do sketchy shit for pancakes.
That's funny as all get out. Oh, Lord. Well, Rebekah, we got to get out of here.
All right.
I appreciate you being on.
Glad you had me back. Thank you.
It's always fun talking to you because we sit here and talk about any damn thing.
Yeah, it's fun. Good times.
Yeah. Yeah, it's okay.
Where can the people find you?
At Rebekah Gilbert on Facebook. They can go to RebekahGilbert.com, and that's RebekahGilbert.com. I have to spell it slowly because nobody knows how to spell my name. Also on Instagram, Rebekah L. Gilbert. TikTok. I do the TikTok thing, and I'm no good at it.
I'm not either.
But all the socials, but mainly if you want to keep up with my show schedule, you can go to my website or you can follow me on Bands in Town. Follow me on Spotify, Apple Music, all the platform places, YouTube. Subscribe to YouTube.
Yeah,
And while you're there, subscribe to David.
Just subscribe.
Just log in and subscribe to both of us at the same time. You only have to log in once.
There you go. Just hit subscribe, please. Please.
We're begging.
It's all it takes. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
It's been a blast. We'll do it again.
All right. Sounds good.
I can't wait for the EP to come out on the 28th.
The first single releases on March 28th.
March 28th, first single.
Yes.
So we're going to have
With
fun
the
with
banjo.
that. Awesome. Love it. All right. We're going to get out of here. Tell everybody bye, wave. See ya.
Thanks.
All right. Everybody, please like, share, follow, subscribe. Caitlin's fixing to throw something at me because I just screwed
Well,
up.
because you ended it, so
Yeah,
I faded out,
yeah.
and now you're talking, and now have fun editing that.
Yeah, okay. I'm not going to edit it. All right. Like, share, follow, subscribe. It helps us all. Love you. Mean it. Bye.